Welcome back, everyone. Well, Election Day is less than 2 months away, and the battle in the key swing states is heating up. Today, Mitt Romney rallying Republicans in Mansfield, Ohio.
You know, I was surprised in the president's speech at the Democrat convention. He didn't mention unemployment. He didn't mention 47 million people on food stamps. By the way, I mean, that's a record number, and not a good record. When he took office, there were 32...
That's right, the former governor of Massachusetts taking aim at the president's economic record. But the latest polls show President Obama has opened up a 4 to 6 point lead over Mitt Romney, depending on which one you look at. Romney's chief pollster dismissing Obama's post-convention bump as a sugar high. That's a quote that will dissipate by Election Day. Now, joining me now to talk about this campaign is Mike Dawidziak, president of strategic planning and director of Dowling College's Polling Institute, and of course a regular right here on News 12 Long Island. Appreciate your time. This is like the busy season for you, right?
We affectionately call this the 60 days of hell, right. from Labor Day to Election Day.
That's a great way to put it. Now, President Obama got a bump. I mean, they're calling it a sugar high, but Romney didn't get that sugar high. I mean, what is the takeaway from these two conventions?
Well, I mean, clearly the Democratic convention was much better produced. It was a lot more sexy as far as the rating points were concerned, and I think it probably juiced up their base a little bit more. But the bottom line is that neither convention put specifics on the table, and specifics is what it's going to take to win those undecided voters in those war states.
Yeah, now, is the president connecting with the independent voter, those undecideds? Because he seems to me, I mean, is he now finally controlling the message? Because he seemed to be playing catch-up.
Well, I mean, he's controlling the message, but it's the wrong message.
Okay.
I mean, for my money, I think that both these candidates are pursuing losing strategies. Now, of course, I'm going to end up being wrong about one of them because one of them is going to end up winning, right? So,
or not as much of a losing strategy.
So eventually, I'll end up being proved wrong about one of them. But the bottom line is that Romney's trying to make this strictly a referendum on President Obama's presidency, and of course, the conclusion is that it has been a 4 years of failure. The president is trying to make it a choice between him and Romney because he knows he wins a likability contest against Romney. But neither one of them is putting any specifics on the table as far as how they're going to create jobs and how they're going to spur the economy. And that's really what the undecided voters are waiting to hear.
The specifics, and you hear the president complaining that Mitt Romney's not doing that, that the Paul Ryans aren't doing that, and they're doing the same thing.
Exactly the same.
But it seems to be starting even with the president, former President Clinton. In his speech, he seemed to kind of turn the table, saying, "Look, this isn't an economy in decline; it's an economy moving upward, and we're just not there yet. We're halfway, and don't change." I mean, he made
the case far better than Obama has even attempted to do so far. I mean, I haven't even heard Obama try to frame this debate. I mean, it's not a terrible mess. It's not a horrible record. I mean, he takes over at a time where the economic indicators are worse than 1929. And now he's up for the Great Depression, and now he's up for re-election, and certainly the economic indicators aren't as bad as they were in 1936 when FDR ran for the first time for re-election. So it's not a terrible story he's got, but he doesn't tell it. Right. I mean, I haven't even actually heard him try to frame this debate.
Well, let's talk about the fundraising, because that's been something that's to me is somewhat remarkable. In August, the numbers are. The Obama camp has raised $114 million versus the $111 million from the Romney camp. But what's striking to me is that in July, President Obama had only been able to raise $75 million. So that's a big jump, and he's beating Romney, even though Romney overall beats him. Is the momentum swinging his way as far as fundraising goes? Well,
I mean, look, this is a guy who set the record 4 years ago. This is a guy who just said, forget about matching funds. I'm not even going to touch that. I mean, this is a guy who's a tremendously, maybe the most successful fundraiser in American politics of all time. So, I think it was inevitable that his fundraising was going to kick in. Romney's done very, very well up to this point. He had a network. He had the rich Wall Street type investors and whatever. I mean, he had the right, network to tap into. So he's done very, very well. But I think it was just inevitable that Obama's network was going to kick in here.
Now, who should both of these candidates? Who should they be talking to? What is the undecided voter? What are they looking for?
Well, I mean, first of all, we're probably down about 8 states. I mean, a lot of people say there's 11 war states. I think 3 of them are off the table at this point, as far as I'm concerned. I think Virginia's going red. I think North Carolina's going red. I think Pennsylvania's going blue.
Can I get you to predict Ohio?
that could predict the presidency, certainly. I mean, if you got down to that point, because that's still the Ohio, and that's the Obama strategy. That's another thing which I think I think it's playing defense. It's like sitting on the puck in hockey. You know, the Obama strategy is to hold Ohio and Michigan, and we hold those two, we win. You know, hence all the kissing up to the auto unions and everything else at the convention and whatever else. And I think that's just trying to sit on the lead. I don't think that's a really good strategy. I mean, I think they should be going full blast with all the war states. And I don't think either one of them are connecting with those undecided voters yet. I mean, clearly they're not. I mean, because the polls say they're not, right. And because I think the undecided voters are waiting for specifics, and whether they like it or not, and they're probably not going to like it, they're going to have to get specifics. And in the debates, they're going to have their feet to the fire.
That's when we're really going to hear some specifics.
They're going to put they're going to, I mean, these moderators, if they're worth their salt, are going to really put their feet to the fire.
All right.
And try to beat some specifics out of them.
All right. Many more conversations to come, I'm sure. Mike Dawidziak, appreciate your time.
Thanks.